Yeah, I'm from Shy.
What's a fashion trend you regret participating in?
Life.
So, Kanye West just had the internet completely spiraling after a 30-second TikTok interview in Japan turned into one of the most concerning moments we've seen from him in a while. And Kim Kardashian is dealing with the fallout in real time while opening up about things she's kept hidden for years. We need to talk about what's really happening behind closed doors with these two. On November 21st, just 2 days ago, Kanye was doing a street-style interview with mystery fashionist in Japan. The TikTok account has almost 300,000 followers and usually does these quick, fun fashion rating videos. The interviewer asked Kanye to rate his outfit, which he confidently called a 10 out of 10. He was wearing his original Yeezy 950s and some pieces from a pop-up shop he'd visited earlier that day. Standard stuff. But then the interviewer asked what fashion trend Kanye regrets participating in, expecting maybe a funny story about some weird look from the past. Kanye paused, got this 1,000-yard stare, and just said one word. Life. Not a fashion trend, not a joke, just life.
Kanye's coming out with a new rap song.
What does that mean?
It means he's talking mad shit about me and probably saying whatever.
Most men are not trashing like the mother of their kids like that publicly.
Right.
We don't have to sit here and throw stones back, just we take it on the chin.
You're the mother of his kids and have
Yeah,
done nothing.
The comment section went completely insane. People were writing things like, the pain in his eyes when he said life, and sending ya love and healing. Some fans tried to laugh it off, saying it was relatable because life is rough for everyone right now. But most people were genuinely worried. This isn't the first time Kanye has made comments like this either. Back in March, during an interview with DJ Academics, he said he didn't want to have children with Kim after the first 2 months of being with her. He claimed it wasn't what he wanted, but that it was part of God's plan. That interview was already heavy, but this new moment in Japan hit different because of how casual and sudden it was. Kim has been watching all of this unfold while dealing with her own breaking point. In October, she revealed on The Kardashians that she's been diagnosed with a brain aneurysm.
If I asked you point blank, why did your marriage not work? What would you attribute it to?
I honestly don't think I would even say it here on TV, but it was not like one specific thing that happened.
Her doctor described it as little in terms of severity, but Kim directly linked it to the stress from her encounters with Kanye. She also said her psoriasis came back after she'd finally gotten it under control, and she's attributing that to stress as well. Kim told her sister Courtney about the diagnosis on camera, and you could see how shaken she was. She's been dealing with so much behind the scenes that people didn't know about. What's wild is that Kim has been protecting Kanye in front of their kids for years, even when he was publicly trashing her and her family on social media. Their 12-year-old daughter North actually called her out on it. Kim talked about this during her appearance on the Call Her Daddy podcast with Alex Cooper back in October. North told Kim that she knows her mom secretly cries in her room and that she needs to let the pain go. North even suggested Kim get a boyfriend, which is pretty mature for a 12-year-old, but also shows how much the kids are aware of what's happening. Kim said that conversation made her realize she doesn't need to protect her kids as much as she's been trying to. During that same podcast episode, Kim opened up about why she finally left Kanye.
Today is the day that your divorce is final.
Yeah.
And you're here with all of his stuff.
Yeah. For me, I think this is like me holding on to the Kanye that I know, and I'm definitely not going to cry off this makeup. Gonna get it together. Okay, I feel like I've cried enough over this.
She said there was a lack of stability that made her feel unsafe. She didn't like how Kanye would talk badly about her mom, Kris, and her sisters Courtney, Khloe, Kendall, and Kylie. Kim's philosophy was simple. If someone feels that way about your family, you probably shouldn't be together. She also talked about how Kanye wasn't willing to make changes that would have been healthy for their relationship. Kim said you have to wait and see if someone will change, but once you realize they won't, you have to make serious choices about what you're going to do. She called it a really hard reality to face. The custody situation between them has been tense for a while now. Kim confirmed on the podcast that she raises their 4 kids full-time. North is 12, Saint is 9, Chicago is 7, and Psalm is 6.
Had the best dad. I don't want to get emotional.
Oh,
It's just been a day for me. But like,
it's been a time.
it has been,
Mhm.
you know, it's hard. It's like co-parenting. It's really hard, you know? And like,
Kim said the kids can see Kanye whenever he asks, but she noted that he hasn't reached out in a couple of months. That lines up with reporting from April that said the same thing. Sources close to Kanye, though, claim he feels like he's being cut out of the kids' lives and that Kim is twisting the narrative to make him look like the villain. Kanye has posted deleted rants before saying he doesn't just want to see his kids, he needs to raise them and have a say in where they go to school. He's accused Kim of taking those rights away from him. Kim addressed those accusations directly on the podcast. She said the narrative that she keeps the kids away from him drives her crazy because it's not true. She compared it to people acting like she's kidnapping the kids when really it's just a divorce. Kim said she's never once kept the kids from Kanye. The frustrating part for her is that Kanye will post things on social media claiming she's blocking access, but then he doesn't actually call to arrange time with them.
But be great to him.
like all I can do is control how I react to something. I can't control
What other people do.
how he treats me,
Yeah.
you know, or how he's always treated you guys.
I do recognize the impact that my relationship has had on my family.
She said she'll wake up and see tweets about how she's keeping the kids from him, but when it's not true and not rational, she can't engage with it every single time. Kim also talked about how confusing it is for North and the other kids. She said it was the first time one of her kids really understood what was happening between her and Kanye. For years, Kim was able to hide the worst of it, but North is old enough now to see through the act. Kim admitted she used to feel like she had Stockholm syndrome with Kanye. She always felt really bad for him, always wanted to protect him and help him. But after that conversation with North, she realized she didn't feel that same sense of personal responsibility anymore. It was a turning point for her.
On either part, I think it was just a general difference of opinions on a few things that led to this decision.
There's also this whole other layer to the story involving a documentary called In Whose Name, directed by longtime Kanye collaborator Nico Ballesteros. The documentary came out in September and includes a ton of unfiltered footage from inside Kanye's life over the past several years. Sources told Globe magazine that the documentary is dredging up all the pain from Kim's marriage and serves as a reminder of how much more footage exists that Kanye still has. Apparently, Kanye is sitting on thousands of hours of content, and sources say at this point he really has nothing to lose by putting it all out there. Kim is reportedly terrified that her kids will have to see their father air out these dark moments publicly. The documentary itself is pretty revealing. There's footage from a trip to Uganda in 2018 where Kanye has a fierce tantrum directed at Kim and his cousin Kim Wallace, leaving Kim completely dumbstruck. In the clip, Kim tells Kanye that his personality wasn't like this a few years ago. She says it used to be far and few in between, but now it's daily in every single conversation. There's also footage of Kanye returning from his controversial 2018 White House meeting with Trump, saying he feels emasculated in his house by Kim and Kris Jenner. In another scene, Kanye is having a screaming fit at Kris, asking if she feels partly responsible for the mental breakdown and hospital stay that preceded his Trump meeting. Through tears, Kris tells him yes, and says she loves him, and wants Kim to love him the way he wants her to. The documentary even includes what appears to be a vow renewal ceremony from 2019, where Kim is choking back tears telling Kanye he's her husband, best friend, biggest believer, and one true love.
Yeah, we can just like start getting rid.
These are all Kanye's designs.
Yeah, or his clothes. It's like a mix of his actual clothes.
He asked you to come and produce it.
He just gave it to me. Like, he tells me to burn his stuff. He's like, who cares? Burn it.
Watching that footage now, knowing what happened after, is honestly heartbreaking. Insiders familiar with Kanye's thinking say he's remorseful about much of the documentary's content but didn't want to interfere with the final product. Kim declined to comment on the documentary, which makes sense given how raw everything still is. The fact that this documentary exists and that Kanye approved its release shows where his head is at. He's not trying to protect anyone's image anymore, including his own. Beyond the documentary and the custody battle, Kanye has also been making some pretty disturbing statements about other people in his life. Back in April, he posted a since-deleted tweet questioning whether anyone has ever seen Jay-Z and Beyoncé's younger twins, Rumi and Sir. He then went on a dark rant claiming Jay-Z was driving around thinking he had to kill Kanye and making anti-Semitic comments about not wanting Jewish people to get credit if he's murdered. The posts were bad enough that Kim reportedly reached out to Beyoncé to apologize and express how horrified she was. Sources told In Touch that both Kim and Beyoncé were angry and disgusted by Kanye's behavior, but there was also sadness that he's on this path. They've been reaching out to people in their circle who might be able to get through to Kanye and convince him to seek treatment. It's being described as a huge crisis. Kanye has also been re-diagnosed. Earlier this year, he revealed that he's autistic after previously being treated for bipolar disorder. He publicly acknowledged that the instability he experienced contributed to some of his most controversial statements and actions. During that March interview with DJ Academics, Kanye spoke about feeling almost powerless over decisions regarding his children's likeness and public image. He's also admitted in the past that he's considered taking his own life during darker periods.
What was the thought process behind it when you talked to a doctor about this? What did they tell you was wrong with you?
They told me I was bipolar. I remember going on TMZ and saying, slavery is a choice. And they medicated me for saying that, for having that opinion and saying it out loud.
The fact that he's now in Japan, where sources say he feels like he can be himself without being hassled, suggests he's trying to find some kind of peace. But that TikTok moment doesn't exactly scream peace. It screams someone who's exhausted and maybe lost. Kim, meanwhile, is trying to move forward. During a recent episode of The Kardashians, she had a conversation with her All's Fair co-star Sarah Paulson about her dating life. Paulson shared this theory that Kim has been on camera for so long that she's become hyper-aware of everything she does. She's had to be strong and handle constant scrutiny, which means she's had to shut down emotionally to protect herself and her kids. Paulson thinks that all of those layers Kim has built up to survive fame and a difficult marriage are now making it harder for her to open up to someone new. Kim admitted she's gotten really comfortable being single. She said the thought of sharing her bed or her TV shows with someone else becomes less and less appealing the longer she's on her own. But she also insisted she's a hopeless romantic, and that when the right person comes along, she'll be ready. Producers on the show suggested it must be hard knowing everyone has an opinion about her personal life, but Kim said she doesn't really get affected by it anymore. It's been her life for so long that she's used to it. She said she's okay with closing down a little bit and focusing on the things she wants in life. Kim's also been tight-lipped about her relationship with Tom Brady. Alex Cooper asked her about it on the podcast, but Kim didn't give any details. North even suggested Kim get a boyfriend, so maybe with her daughter's permission, Kim might step back into the dating world soon. The bigger picture here is that Kim is finally being honest about how much damage this relationship did to her. For years, she tried to be supportive when Kanye first started struggling with his mental health and public outbursts. But she knew she had to leave when she saw no motivation from him to seek change. That's what she told Alex Cooper. She said when someone isn't willing to make changes that would be super healthy and beneficial, it makes it really hard to continue on in a relationship that can be toxic. Kim had to weigh how leaving would affect North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm. She said you really have to take your time and wait to see if there will be changes, but once you get to a place where you feel like it's not going to change or get better, you have to make serious choices. That's a really hard reality to face. Now, Kim is dealing with the health consequences of that stress. A brain aneurysm and psoriasis flare-ups aren't small things. They're physical manifestations of years of emotional strain, and she's doing all of this while raising 4 kids basically on her own and building multiple businesses and filming a reality show and studying law. Kim took the California bar exam on November 7th, just a couple of weeks ago. She posted glamorous photos on Instagram right before the results came out, looking totally unbothered in a white outfit on a beach. Whether she passed or not, the fact that she's even attempting the bar exam while everything else is happening shows how much she's trying to move forward with her life. But Kanye's TikTok moment is a reminder that his presence is still affecting her, even when they're not in direct contact. When someone you share 4 kids with is publicly saying they regret life, that's not something you can just ignore. Kim has been navigating this for years now. The difference is that she's finally talking about it openly instead of protecting him. She's finally acknowledging that it's taken a toll on her mental and physical health. And she's finally admitting that she can't fix him. The question now is what happens next. Kanye is in Japan, seemingly isolated from the people who care about him. Kim is in Los Angeles, trying to create stability for their kids while managing her own trauma. The documentary has already exposed some of their darkest moments, and there's apparently more footage that could come out at any time. The custody situation remains unresolved, with both of them giving completely different accounts of who's blocking access and who's not showing up. Their 12-year-old daughter is mature enough to tell her mom to let go of the pain and move on, and millions of people are watching all of it unfold in real time on social media and reality TV. The whole situation is just sad at this point. You've got someone who was one of the biggest artists of a generation now standing on a street in Japan saying he regrets life. And you've got someone who built an empire while trying to hold together a marriage that was making her sick. Both of them are clearly struggling, just in very different ways. Kim is trying to heal and protect her kids and build a future. Kanye seems to be stuck in a cycle of pain that he can't or won't break out of. What do you think Kim should do at this point? Should she keep addressing Kanye's behavior publicly, or is it better for her to just stay silent and focus on her own healing? And do you think Kanye will ever get the help he clearly needs? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to stay updated on this whole situation as it continues to unfold, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on because something tells me this story is far from over.